Due to businesses and services growing internationally and people globe-trotting with many checking out the African continent, there is the need to communicate, which is not always easy as different regions speak different languages. Good thing there is a solution in form of languages translation services exists, and all one needs is to find a professional service provider. First and foremost, have you looked at the number of languages that the African continent alone has? It is estimated that Africa alone has an estimation of 1,000 to 1,500 indigenous languages if we do not consider the ones introduced by foreigners in form of missionaries, explorers and slave traders like Arabic, Spanish, Portuguese, French, German, and English. Among the 1,000 to 1,500 are Hausa, Yoruba, Ganda, Kinyarwanda, Zulu, Chewa, Xhosa, Amharic, Somali, Tigrinya, etc. African countries with the most languages include the Democratic Republic of Congo with 242 languages, Cameroon with 230, Tanzania with 246, South Sudan with 114 and Nigeria with over 500 languages alone. With all these languages, communication would almost be impossible unless there was a common language, which may not be the case, thus languages translation services being some sort of savior. If one has a desire to expand a business or service to the African continent, then languages translation services would come in handy for purposes of effective communication. The point is driven home faster and more satisfactorily if it comes in a language best understood by the intended audience. Therefore, it rewards in the long run when the packaging of a product is labeled in an indigenous language best understood by a potential buyer. The product or service translated into various languages gets to more people than that whose labels or directions is left in a foreign language. That is why we see advertisements of famous brands like Omo, Colgate, Coke and the many more making rounds in indigenous languages on various media platforms in Africa. One might wonder why not leave or make the advertisements in English to the English-speaking nations or in French to the French-speaking nations of Africa? The answer is because when translated into an indigenous language with the context and culture of the people in mind, it drives the point further than it would have